Hi everyone, welcome to the Tuesday edition of Source 16 News. Thanks for joining us. I'm Eddie Owen. Topping our news, the United States will not default on its payments after the Senate raised the debt ceiling this morning, passing the 60 votes needed to send it to President Obama for his signature. The final tally on the bill, 74 in favor, 26 against. The compromise bill had already passed the House 269 to 161. Among those voting for the bill today were Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell of Kentucky. McConnell gave credit to the newer members of the Senate, the so-called Tea Party senators, for being the catalyst for the bill, and he says the change it brings.
Now, I know that for some of our colleagues, reform isn't coming as fast as they would like, and I certainly understand their frustration. I too wish we could stand here today enacting something much more ambitious. But I'm encouraged by the thought that these new senators will help lead this fight until we finish the job. And I want to assure you today that although you may not see it this way, you've actually won this debate.
Among those voting against, one of those Tea Party members, his counterpart, Senator Rand Paul. In a statement following the vote, Senator Paul said that he voted against the bill because, according to him, it doesn't do enough to provide a solution to the nation's debt crisis, doesn't provide a path to a balanced budget, and eventually adds $7 trillion in new debt. First District Congressman Ed Whitfield voted for the bill in the House, saying that it would address what he called a real threat to our economic security. Kentucky State Police need your help with locating a missing St. Charles man. 51-year-old Kevin Hoffman was reported missing by his mother yesterday. Hoffman is a white male with brown hair and brown eyes. He is 6'1" and weighs about 210 pounds. State police say he is physically disabled and in a wheelchair, but is able to operate a vehicle. He was last seen in the St. Charles area on Sunday around 4 o'clock, operating a white 1990 Jeep Cherokee with Kentucky tags 0691DF. He was last seen wearing a camouflage t-shirt, pajama pants, white skulls on them, a camouflage handkerchief on his head, and black Converse high-top shoes. Now, if you have any information leading about to Hoffman's whereabouts, contact Kentucky State Police 270-676-3313. A Fort Campbell soldier who was recently indicted by the Christian County Grand Jury for murder was arrested Monday in Texas City, Texas. 22-year-old specialist Charles Timothy Morris, assigned to Fort Campbell's 63rd Chemical Company, was reportedly taken into custody by U.S. Marshals Monday morning around 2 a.m. Morris was indicted last Friday for allegedly murdering his 3-year-old daughter, Elena Adair, earlier this month. Officials say the 22-year-old specialist will be extradited to Kentucky to face the murder charges. First Lady of Kentucky, Jane Beshear, traveled to Fort Campbell today to meet with military spouses. Following the private meeting, she spoke to the media about her visit.
Well, this is my second visit here to be able to come and visit with the spouses of our soldiers and our deployed soldiers, just to make the connection between them and Kentucky and what we want to be able to do, what we are doing. You know, Fort Campbell and of course Fort Knox are vitally important to the Commonwealth of Kentucky and to all the communities that surround them. And now we've got better than 1,300 National Guard from all over the state that have just, I think by now, are probably over.
During the meet and greet, Beshear said the spouses were not afraid to voice their concerns.
Well, I think part of it is programs for special needs children. Some of these military spouses come from different bases, and there have been other programs, and I think what they're hoping for is that local communities will get more involved with special needs events. I think in a lot of cases, some of them, particularly their wounded warriors, some of the families are in need of just simple things, and if our church groups and our local communities can get together and do some things to help them, whether it's meals or whether it's offering to mow their yards or just some of those kinds of things that we on a daily basis kind of take for granted.
She also said it was important for her to visit the military installation.
These people that are here on base are, in our opinion, Kentuckians. Whether they live on the outskirts, whether they live across that border, we just feel like they're part of Kentucky, and we want to do everything that we can to make connection with them, to make them have a positive experience while they are here in our state.
Later, we'll have details coming up about Governor Steve Beshear's visit to Iraq and Kuwait. After 5.5 years, a Hopkinsville staple is going out of business. Dot's American Restaurant on Turtle Creek Drive recently announced they'll close their doors after lunch this Sunday. Even though the restaurant has generated over $4.3 million since it opened, owner Lee Moore says it's never made a decent amount of money. His decision to close Dot's American Restaurant didn't come easy when the opportunity came for another restaurant to move in.
It's really sad. I mean, I'm going to miss the people that work here. I'm going to miss the customers that come in. We have a lot of repeat business.
With a wife and 3 children at home, the decision also became personal for Moore because it has always been a dream for him to own his own restaurant.
Since I was 19 years old, the only thing I really ever wanted to do was own a restaurant, and I was blessed enough to get that opportunity and to do that for quite a number of years. And now where do I go? You know, it's a question that I have to answer, but you know, I'm sure that a path will be shown to me, and we'll figure something out.
Since the staff has notified customers about closing their doors, Moore said they've been overwhelmed by support from the public, something that he'll never forget.
It's a hands-on experience. You have to be there, you have to do it, and there's no substitute for the owner being there and working. Nobody cares. I mean, I worked in the restaurant and the hotel industry for 15 years before I did this, and I was a manager at different places, and I never cared like I care here. You know, I care so much, it's almost annoying.
Moore says he does not know what restaurant will come in and take over after Dot's closes, but he hopes they are successful. It's been almost 3 weeks since Big Brothers Big Sisters of West Kentucky announced they were closing their doors for good. But today the news became a little more of a reality. Executive Director Jim Willey continued to take appointments today for people interested in buying office supplies from the office liquidation sale at the Big Brothers Big Sisters of West Kentucky office in Hopkinsville. Willey said the money made from the sale will go toward the organization's bills.
We decided to go out of business so that we could do it the right way, paying all of our bills and ending our operation and going out in good standing so that everyone is clean and the ledger book is 0 assets, 0 liabilities.
After mentoring area kids for 38 years, Big Brothers Big Sisters of West Kentucky ceased all operations last month. For more information about the liquidation sale, contact Jim Willey 270-348-2064. Anything left over from the sale will be donated to Goodwill. The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet reports local government and school districts have received more time to apply for federal funding that encourages children to either safely walk or ride bicycles to school. Officials say the new deadline for submitting online applications for the Safe Routes to School program is August 15th. The deadline was extended in response to numerous requests. Under the program, cities, counties, and school boards can apply for funding for various projects in close proximity to elementary and middle schools. Officials say the projects may include new or improved sidewalks, crosswalks, bike lanes to public awareness campaigns. Application forms and guidelines can be found online at saferoutes.kentucky.gov. A Fort Campbell soldier remains in critical condition today at Vanderbilt University Medical Center after he was hit by a car Sunday morning. Clarksville police identified the soldier as Jacob Rademacher, who is assigned to Fort Campbell's 3rd Brigade Combat Team. Meanwhile, another soldier, Donald Davis, who was also assigned to the 3rd Brigade Combat Team, was taken to Clarksville's Gateway Hospital and later released. Police say around 4 a.m. Sunday, the 2 soldiers were hit by a black or dark-colored Chevrolet or GMC based on debris found in the area of the 41A bypass and Highway 12. The vehicle was last seen going westbound on the bypass with a broken window and missing side mirrors. Police are encouraging anyone with information to call Crime Stoppers at 931-645-8477. For the first time in recent history, a sitting Kentucky governor is visiting a war zone. Governor Steve Beshear visited Kentucky troops stationed in Iraq and Kuwait today as part of a special Department of Defense trip. More than 2,600 Kentucky servicemen and women are currently deployed to those two countries. Troops in Iraq and Kuwait consist of about 1,000 Fort Campbell troops currently deployed, 140 troops from Fort Knox, and almost 1,500 National Guard from the Louisville and southeastern Kentucky area. That National Guard deployment is the largest from Kentucky since World War II. Now, according to the governor's office, the DOD approached him in late May with the opportunity to visit the troops. Also along for the visit, Tennessee Governor Bill Haslam and the governors of Nevada and Utah. Governor Beshear returns to the Commonwealth later this week. He'll be at Fancy Farm this weekend. It's been a deadly month on Christian County roads. Kentucky State Police at Post 2 in Madisonville say 3 fatal crashes resulted in the loss of 3 lives in the district during the month of July. All 3 crashes occurred in Christian County. State Police say 1 victim was wearing a seatbelt, the 2nd was a pedestrian, and the 3rd was in an animal-drawn vehicle. Through July 31st, 12 people total have been killed in crashes in the Post 2 district this year. That is down considerably compared to 26 fatalities during the same time frame a year ago. State Police say they'll continue to crack down on impaired drivers throughout the rest of the month. Stay with us. Jack Keyes is up next with sports.